good. I want to play.
What's up, everyone? Daddy Warbucks here, and today we are continuing our playthrough of Rime of the Frostmaiden. Karis is the DM through the series, so she's gonna remind us of all the things we forgot.
Things you forgot. Well, let's see. Long ago, the wizards of bygone Netheril wielded magic that could reshape the world. They used magic to raise their cities into the sky. The city of Ithrin was one such wonder. It crashed long ago, but hey, it still exists, buried under the Reged Glacier on the eastern edge of Icewind Dale. Our valiant adventure capitalists have gained access to the caves under the glacier, which they hope will lead to the lost city. In these caves, let's see, they found the head of an iron golem that was still responsive. They encountered an angry wight that mostly wanted them to go away. They dispatched some with just a single poof, a bunch of, I don't know, what were they, ghosts, whites, that I don't remember, something shades, something spooky. Let's see. They found and mostly cleared out a Remoraz nesting, well, two Remoraz nesting pools. And our heroes are currently camped out in an outpost that was used by a drow party, which they drove off. Much of this building that they're in has collapsed, but the front room is still intact and actually surprisingly warm. It's about the only place you've seen so far that's frost-free. Uh, let's see. The remnants of smashed furnishings suggest that this room might once have been a wizard's workshop. There's a side room that had been perhaps a storage area. It had been, between wall and ice and things. It was a bit of a hassle, but our party melted and broke through the wall while settling barricades and ice walls and alarm for their rest. And speaking of which, to the party here, you did complete a long rest. So we shall start fresh.
New level
Alrighty.
up two, right?
Yes, I think that was the session before last. Got rid of what's her face, your patron and yes, who had hired you to bring her here. She got you in, and then, um, oops, a mislocated. What was it you tossed at her, Tollies? Anyways,
Um, no, I killed a kobold and then she didn't
tried to
like it.
attack you.
So yeah, and
She
then
didn't
obviously that was a
like it.
stupid thing to do.
Yeah. Okay, so let me move you guys back to where the caves map. Let me shift ping you guys down to the corner. Let me get my notes out of the way. I shall shift ping you guys back down to the corner where you are. Can you see through the wall right there, please? Please tell me you can see through the wall.
Just waiting for everything to render a little bit more.
Yeah, this
Yes.
is a very large map.
But yes, I can see through the wall a bit.
Oh my goodness, that was such a pain to do. Anyways, gotta love dynamic lighting. All right, so you guys have settled here in this room, these set of rooms here. You had everything all sort of blocked up and blockaded. So, what would you like to do now?
So Tallies will be searching the rooms. I remember that the castery one was digging through a box. And yeah, I'm just going to kind of look around, see what they were doing. I mean, if they were planning on staying here, they must have brought some supplies.
Yes, and well, not in that area so much as in the first area where you saw the castery person. Um, there's some boxes and stuff of supplies around, food type stuff, some tool type stuff, some bedroll type stuff. You only saw four of them, but there was they seemed to be equipped for um equipped for like what, a dozen or more. It's here, and you are in the room that is actually somewhat warm. So how carefully are you digging through the supplies?
Yeah, I'm gonna see what's there. If there's anything that's useful, then we should definitely take it.
Okay,
Your speed
there's
is
some
obvious.
rations. There's some, and if Landar's looking over your shoulder, he's probably going to snag that.
Yep. If I'm seeing
Yeah.
through it, I'm gonna snatch that up.
All the
That's
rations.
fine. Yeah.
Yep, enough to
Yeah.
feed
The rations
a
I'll
dozen
pass off
people for a
anyway because they're
10-day.
usually quite heavy, and I don't like carrying heavy stuff.
Yep, yep. There is one box that has some oddities in it. Um, there's a number of things in it that are just sort of miscellany. It looks like there's a book, there's a rope, there's a candlestick sort of thing. There's a nice little figurine. Um, these look more in line with the architecture and all that you see around here than you would normally associate with drow aesthetics, which you got at the Dwargar place. All right, somebody's pinging a lantern. Oh, okay.
Sorry, it was getting hung up on the wall and I couldn't move its head to delete it and then replace it.
I'll investigate the box with the oddities in it.
Okay. So digging in, let's see, what all did we have here? We had, I mentioned, let's see, book, rope, candlestick, a figurine. Digging further down in, there's a set of plates, like plates you would eat off of, that have a very fine gold work around the edges. I mean, this
That's a
stuff
magic
looks
word.
quite valuable.
Oh, there it is again, the magic word.
Like
All
that
right.
word.
Yeah, I like that word. That's a good word.
Yes.
Well, so you said plate, statue, book. As I pick up the book, I'm just gonna hold that and go and kind of shake it towards Tales.
Yeah, I'll take a look at the book.
So I'll hand the
Garrison
book off to them, and I'll just shove the rest of the contents into the chest.
into the chest.
Yeah, because I actually don't have a backpack. I have a chest
Oh,
that I
right.
carry.
Yes. Gosh, it's been a while. I don't remember these things. So Tully's, as you kind of clear some of the debris on the table to set the book down, you do see a small kind of cube thing that as you get closer to it, it is warmer.
Okay. Yeah, I'll pick it up and take a quick look.
All right, and it looks like something. I'm sure it does. Yes. It is about, come on, open up. Here we go. It is about 3 inches cubed. Um, looks like kind of made of magma, and it is quite warm.
Okay.
Mm.
This is an interesting little thing.
Keeping the whole room warm.
The source of heat in this room seems to be coming from this thing.
No, it says 95 degrees. So this thing is like really, really hot, right?
Yeah.
I'm assuming then that we
You
would
can,
also
you can
like.
touch something at 95 degrees. I'm sorry.
Can you? That seems like scalding your skin hot. I don't know. Maybe I'm just dumb.
Well, your body's 98.
That's fair. I never thought of it. I'm just figuring like when it's like 90 degrees outside, like that's run and hide. That's damage to your body. Like I don't know.
But you put
But
you,
I
you
guess
do
you're
it in a
right.
hot tub. A hot tub's what, about 112 or something?
Okay, so we can pick it up. I nominate Landar. You get to pick up the hot thing. I don't like it.
I mean, Tally's already has it in his hand, but if
Oh, okay,
anybody
cool.
wants to take a look at it, yeah.
Nope.
I was going to say the ice user is going to pick up magma. Got it.
Yeah.
I grew up in Icewind Dale. The extreme heat is very foreign. That seems
So did
terrible.
Ledar.
Agreed.
Yeah, so did Ledar. He grew up in Icewind Dale too.
Hmm. I didn't, but I don't really mind the cold anymore.
Yeah, you really
Technically,
don't.
none
this
of us
is
do.
this is certainly this is certainly this is certainly an interesting thing though. Well, I guess the only person who would be affected is Ander, right? Because Ander doesn't have the blessing that the rest of us have.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, because she
All right,
came later.
give it to Ander to carry around.
Yeah. Hey, Ander, do you wanna carry this around? It might be a
It'll
little
make you
helpful.
not
Just
freeze to
keep,
death.
yeah. The rest of us are pretty much okay, but maybe you like a little extra protection from the cold, as it were.
And
Satari?
upon hearing that, she immediately moves over to grab it.
Yeah, Tallies will hand it out. Incidentally, I haven't really investigated it too much yet. I don't really know what it does, other than the fact that it's warm. I mean, I can check it out if you like. So I can give you a description of what it actually does.
It's warm. That's good enough for me.
I mean, sure, but so is the beads on a necklace of fireballs. And you wouldn't want one of those to accidentally go off in your pocket, would you?
She immediately hands it back to Tallies.
All right. I'll go ahead and ritually cast Identify on it to figure out the properties of this cube.
The cube of warmth.
Okay. Once I'm able to, I mean, obviously I can see it
It
here,
doesn't
but
have any other
yeah.
properties, and it's kind of magical. It's not mechanical, but it looks to have
It's
been
like
a utility device.
the equivalent of like a common magic item.
Yep.
Or maybe yeah.
I'm
But
pretty
yes.
sure it literally is a common magic item.
Oh wait, yeah, it is. It is. It says it right there. All right, so all right, so yeah, Tallies is like, all right, cool. Well, it's not going to explode on you, so yeah, just I don't know, keep it in your pocket or something.
All right, she immediately grabs it and then tucks it inside her armor.
Okay, and Tallies is going to find something to sort of lean against or whatever, and start taking a look at this book that was handed to him.
All right. So now, what did we decide about your ability to read? I've forgotten the name of the language that the Netherese spoke.
Netherese.
Oh, wait, no, Netherese. I thought we were
Like
still talking Drows.
something.
Wasn't like a dialect of Elvish?
I think we decided it was related to an archaic form, enough related to an archaic form of Elvish that with the how many languages Tallies is, are sort of coming into focus for Tallies.
I mean, if it's going to be
decided.
at all, if it's going to be any trouble at all for me to read it, I'm just going to ritually cast.
Loros, Loross was the Netherese tongue.
Okay, yeah, I'm just going to ritually cast the whatchamacallit spell, the speak any language spell.
Okay.
There's like four.
And it used a
Comprehend
Draconic
languages.
alphabet,
Yeah.
which you speak Draconic, so I mean you're able to interpret the runes and all.
Yeah, I'll just ritual cast comprehend magic, comprehend languages even.
So this seems to be a book about the uses of various types of creatures. So as you are you going to read it? Take time and read it carefully, or are you going to sort of flip through and get kind of a sense of what you've got there?
Okay, so I'll start off by having a bit of a flip through, and then so this is kind of taking place over the course of the long rest, right? We're not
Yeah.
taking the long rest first. Okay.
Yes.
So what Tallis is going to do is he's going to spend a good portion of the long rest time copying everything that's in here into another book in a language that he can understand, being his own specific handwriting, his own
Okay.
cipher, sort of, yeah.
Okay. So some of and they compared and contrast the use of creatures with the use of sort of artificially created sort of creatures, and covers things like chimeric pets, like ringed bunny rabbits and venomous baboons, or snakes with forked tails or other oddities. Some things were used as construction creatures and beasts of burden, like mimics. You wouldn't normally associate that with a useful sort of creature, but it's got some oddities of things like that. Anything else you would know about in there? I think those would be the some of the key things that you would have noticed on it. They did have some sort of creation thing about humanoid type things versus things that are more clearly animal type things, comparing the mimics as animal type things or the pets as animal type things with sort of created humanoid like servant things. That's the kind of information that's in there.
Okay. It's an interesting look into the Netherese mindset and kind of the way that they approach, I guess, these kind of topics.
And how the work gets done, and they are more interested in altering nature than trying to make use of things as they are. They're more interested in magically altering them and things like that.
Yeah, sure. I mean, if they can do it with magic, then and they can somehow manage to stabilize it, then of course it's going to be more reliable than trying to go through the process of selectively breeding, which can take an awfully long time. So,
Can take an awfully long time.
And who knows, maybe some of the instability that comes with doing things with magic can lead to unexpected but very interesting results that could then lead on to new areas of research and discovery. So
Exactly.
I like the cut.
Exactly.
I
You
like the cut of the
almost have
jib.
a Netherese mind yourself there, Tullies.
Yeah, I like the cut of the jib.
Yep.
But yeah,
Much.
so that's pretty much what I'm going to be spending the course of my my downtime doing.
Okay. What's the other thing people doing? I mean, we've got Azatoth digging through the boxes of things. We've got Tallies reading the book. Andwise?
Basically just enjoying the fact that we're not in combat. Just relaxing. Trying to figure out why Landar is stuffing his face like food's going out of style.
It is a puzzle. Speaking of Landar.
No, and was said it exactly. I'm stuffing my face, just pacing back and forth between room to room, just eating and
Okay.
listening to see what's going on.
Okay. So after you feel you have completed a rest and it seems okay, this has been good. We're starting to get a little antsy, like it might be time to sort of move on. Where do you want to go from here?
As an aside, right above the table, where were we going before? We were headed southeast, right? Down this corridor, and we just never made it too far.
Oh, you
Yep,
headed that way,
Yeah, we-
chasing after the drow.
Right. And then they escaped.
They
Okay.
escaped.
But if you remember, there was the frostworm and its babies in our room over here too.
Is that something
This
we
is
want to mess with?
true. You found a frostworm
I mean,
nest too.
I would probably advise against it, actually.
So then in game,
yeah.
as a top, we'll ask, well, which way do we go now?
Well, there's still more, I guess, down that way, pointing to the way that the drow had left, that we haven't explored. So, I guess that way. I'd like to try and steer clear of the nest, the frostworm nest, if we can. I'm sure that we'd probably be able to manage if anything happened, but well, I wouldn't really want to take the risk if we don't need to, especially if there's not really likely much to gain from it.
What if
Yeah, I
they're
think you guys discussed taking babies and decided they were too large to carry.
Yeah, I think
Ah.
it'd be too difficult to try and rear or sell as well.
right? No, but then there was also the question of what if they are preventing us from accessing something really valuable and special? You know, we might want to exterminate them just to make sure. There's not like no? Is that just me? Okay.
I mean,
I
no,
have
you do have a
no-
point. You do have a point. We don't really know too much about what's down there. Maybe I could send Ghosty Boy down there to take a quick look, since can do whatever it wants. And then if it turns out there is something that we want to go and look for, or something we want to go and see, and they're in the way, then we can deal with them.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Ghost.
Go scout. I can send my ghost to go scout too.
Okay, so Ghosty Boy goes in there and sees there are several. It's a little hard to count them. They keep sort of moving around and they're intertwined with each other. And you
Okay.
dig back in there and it looks like there's some gunk that used to be something that was probably food, maybe matched up for the babies or something, and there's sort of a mewing sort of noises. They kind of are moving around and all in there, and it's but going around, looking around the sides, you don't see an exit from that room.
Okay, so Tallies will say, yeah, it doesn't look like there's anything in there. It looks like it's just an enclosed nest. I guess with one way in or out, it's easier for the frostworm to protect it. So probably why they chose it. But yeah, apart from the actual frostworm babies or wormlings or whatever they are, there isn't really anything in there but gunk on the floor.
Okay. And Anders, since she's standing right here, has been looking with interest at the statues. It looks like a frost-covered statue of a human wizard. I mean, gazing outward, all of these. There were several on the other platform. There's 2 on this platform.
Is that what these are?
Yes.
Those are the okay.
Yes.
How tall are these statues?
Well, they're basically
Like humanoid size?
humanoid sized. One of them's kind of on the shorter side. One of them over on the other platform was on the taller side. But yeah, they're basically humanoid size, so they seem like life sized.
I'm going to walk up to one of the What are they made out of? Stone?
Let me see what they are made out of. They're made out of the same black color, black stone that the building seems to be made out of. However, I mean, it's all very seamless. I mean, these don't look like these statues. I mean, they're on sort of these
Oh,
little
it's a solid cut
little
of out of
platform
the
things, but
rock.
it seems like it's actually a solid cut with the floor too. As you kind of dig down through the frost a little bit and you look around, and in fact, now that you're looking at it, these railings seem to be kind of solid, single solid cut.
So okay, So then what I would like to do, because, goofy warlock stuff, I'm going to dismiss my packed weapon, and we're gonna resummon it. Except this time, instead of being a glaive, it's gonna be a massive maul, like a giant hammer, a comically large hammer. And then we're gonna take this comically large hammer, and we're going to try to smash the statue.
Harley's will take a
Oh,
step back.
yeah, yeah. There's gonna be possible stone shards flying just about everywhere. Okay, so go ahead and smash at it.
Okay. Since it's my packed weapon, I'm just gonna roll it on the glaive,
Yeah, that's fine.
but it's just bludgeoning instead of. Oh, do you want
Alrighty.
damage?
You can do some damage. It looks like it does. I mean, the first strike doesn't really, especially with bludgeoning, doesn't seem to do anything. If you want to try again at kind of one of the areas that sort of decoratively sticks out where it might be a little bit weaker, this seems
No,
pretty solid
that's all
stuff.
the information I needed. It's solid.
Okay, it's
So
solid
then
stuff. Yeah.
we'll dismiss the comically large hammer, and then use another action to resummon the glaive.
All right.
We're just checking. We're just checking.
Yeah, it all seems of a piece. I mean, it doesn't, and there are no tool marks or anything, which Andrew kind of looking at it, it sort of points out, she says, there's not even any tool marks on this. I don't know how they formed these things.
Oh, I mean, they could well have just been mages that were petrified. It happened to me, actually.
And she looks horrified. Do you think so? But they're the same stone as the.
I mean, maybe they're not, but they could be. Like I said, similar thing happened to me. I got better.
You think
All right.
these might get better?
Upon him saying that, I want to start taking a closer look at it because I know what Tallies looked like when he was turned. So I want to take a close look and see if there is a resemblance between these statues and the way Tallies looked then.
Well, there was a distinct difference between, like, I guess what we expect to see with these statues, and what happened to me is that I was petrified in ice. These look like they're petrified in stone. It'd be somewhat similar, but not quite the same. There'd be some minor differences.
Darn.
Hmm.
So, okay, well, so give me, see, investigation is intelligence based, correct?
Yep.
So, Andwise, give me an investigation check on this.
I'll actually help him out with those. I'll come and
Okay.
investigate
So
with him.
at advantage then. And you guys have both done some craft type work and tinkering work, and you guys have worked together on that device that controls weather. And you're pretty sure this stuff is not tool made. It is magically made, magically crafted. You aren't too sure about the petrification thing, but these were some sort of transmutation type thing to craft these things rather than crafted by hand.
Sure. Yeah, looking at it, maybe not so much the petrification. I mean, it's still possible, but it could very well have just been, like a stone shaping spell, a spell used to sort of more easily mold things into a very specific shape.
So what I'm hearing is we should follow this arrow here on the wall, where it's promised that real warriors should head.
Sure, why not? I mean, we're going that way anyway, right?
Is this a like a gap or change in elevation?
It
or?
is a wall with a drop down. However, it's like a 5-foot drop down
Oh shoot!
that you guys have already navigated before when you were chasing after the drow.
Yeah, we went pretty far.
I mean, over on the other ones, there were stairs going down. This one didn't have stairs, but it's not that big of an obstacle.
So coming to a fork, I'm just gonna turn around to the group and kind of thumbs in either direction and go. We
We should take the North Pass because we already went south before.
Okay, so coming into here, I mean this cavern has like a 15-foot high ceiling and with another doorway out to the back there, and sticking up out of the floor, what you're seeing there is it's kind of at a 60-degree angle, this giant-sized wooden spear with an obsidian tip pointing upwards, and it glows slightly with a very faint kind of cold light.
Tally
Hmm,
point.
that's interesting. Okay, let's go ahead and give it the old identify.
Identify. All right, so identify. What exactly does identify do again? Do it because I keep detect magic and identify, and I get nuances messed up. Let me see the details.
Identify. You touch it and you learn all of its properties.
All of its properties.
Yep. The only exception is if it's cursed. Certain curses will specify that identify reveals it. Otherwise, it doesn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Touch
as
it.
you touch this and let's see, so you're ritually casting identify and you're touching it and you get a sense, you see this sort of image forming in your mind of a mighty frost giant, who, you can even see images of hunting dragons and this um mighty giant, and somehow his warrior spark is still bound to this spear.
Go on.
That there's part of his essence here in this spear.
Go on.
Okay, so what does it do?
What does the essence do?
Sure. I mean, yeah, but what the essence, the spear, like I'm using identify. What does it do?
Well, it's not quite part of the spear. You can see that this spark, this warrior spark, is in the spear, but it's not part of it. Like it's almost part of the essence of the mighty warrior is still present somehow. Just sort of
There's a ghost in
seeking
it.
a vessel,
A
seeking a vessel
ghost.
to be.
There's
That's
a
my
ghost in it.
wheelhouse. So I'm gonna walk forward and I'll touch the sphere and
Like a warrior ghost.
yeah, and then I'm gonna use my at will speak with dead. Be like, hey, you ghost.
Okay. So as you reach out and touch the spear and start to go, hey, you ghost, the light around the spear sort of fades away.
Oh,
And
broke it.
the others looking at you, there's a little bit of a glow behind Azatoth's eyes for a brief moment.
Okay.
Are you good?
I think so.
We have to give him a moment to read. And
Yeah.
as he breathes this in and this little spark behind his eyes, he feels strong. He feels large. He feels powerful. Oops, I should
Holy
have left that
shit!
last part there.
Is this for real?
Yes, it is. I should have left the last sentence off, but okay. Yeah, it's for real. And he gave
All
it
right.
a sort of a Slavic accent too while we're at it. No, I'm kidding on that last part.
Oh god, I don't think I could. uh, I'm now craving some borscht and comrade, maybe we go to this direction, yeah? And we...
My tea right then.
Oh, wait, is it Slavic or did I just go full Russian? I don't know.
No, it was fine.
Come on, we must
I was
be
expecting
making
my
the
tea
haste.
today. Okay. You feeling okay?
Ah,
You sound kind of funny.
never better.
Take your
Okay.
word for it.
So as you stepping in the doorway of this chamber, it's just an icy looks natural cavern, doesn't there, but you can kind of hear these little whispers coming through, and you can't really make out what it says, except you do hear it say Azathoth in there, and just these whispers going through.
Cool.
I'm just gonna stand in the center and kind of wheel my head around. Well, who is speaking? You did this. That's
I did this.
you have to deal with
I
my
know,
terrible.
This time I should have kept my mouth shut. Okay. Yeah, just little whisper. You don't see anything at all. You just hear these little whispers.
Hmm.
And you kind of turn your head to try and tell a direction. You can't. There's no real direction to it either. It's just sort of maybe echoing through here or whatever. And while standing there, you see Azathoth kind of looking around.
Do I hear anything?
No.
I don't think there's anything in there.
Big guy, you okay?
Ah, I was standing here and I thought heard voices. Coming from wall.
Well, there were like those
the dungeon
shade
master.
things and the gnolls that jumped into walls and stuff. I don't know. Maybe they're around. So keep your eyes open, I guess. If one of them pops out, give them a stabbing.
This Azathoth can do. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess let's head further down then.
Yeah, you don't see
since,
anything
looks
else
like a
in
dead
here.
end there.
This place has a lot of dead ends. And Landar's going to keep walking towards back the other way, still stuffing his face.
I should make
You
you
know,
do a
Landa,
con save or I'm overeating.
if you keep eating like that, you're gonna gain a lot of weight. You'll be able to fit down these caverns.
Seriously?
Aye.
As much running
And
as I
then-
do through these caves?
You get very, very what is word? Corpulent, very round. Then you blame mirror for ugly face.
I've seen it happen.
Sorry.
All right. Let's see. We are in a cavern with hostiles. I really do not want to have to do armor adjustments down here. So yeah, you can't afford to get any bigger.
What kind of
I'm
what?
so
does
hungry.
Star have? He's a monk.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's right.
I was basing it off his picture, and it look like he's got armor.
Nope, just fur cloth.
Let me see. I haven't looked at that. Yeah, no, that's
Oh no,
cool.
yeah, that's just cloth and fur.
All right then. Still though,
So,
like, I mean,
Yep.
another thing about eating all of the food as quickly as you have been is that we're gonna run out soon, and like the rest of us are gonna need some. So
But we just found more back there. So I took all that I could get.
yeah, and it's almost gone, isn't it? It's been like 10 minutes. You've eaten 3 days worth of food.
Probably not quite that
Comrade
much.
can have mime rations. Azathoth does not desire such thing. I'll just start taking my
I mean,
rations out. Actually, no, I don't carry them. They're on the ship because I don't need food.
Oh, my ghost is stuck. Could you shift it?
There you go.
Thank you.
Yeah, Azathoth just drinks boot beer.
Yep.
Yes. It is fine concoction made by Goliath people. We call it vodka.
I'm waiting for that. Yeah. So all these twisty ways seem it's a little rough of footing under here, but it actually looks, looking down, it looks reasonably traveled. I mean, the center walkway is kind of clear of frost.
How tall are these tunnels?
These tunnels are, that is a good question. Let me see, general features. 10 to 15 feet high.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
these are really echoey. You can hear them, the guys behind you and all this. It's the walls are not sheer, smooth enough that sounds kind of bounce off of it. Come on. The wrong section is moving here.
Friend, I see
Right.
something up ahead.
Oh,
Uh-huh. And as you come out into here, you see a grove of frost-covered trees. And this room, it opens way up, 50 feet high, as the trees are there. And the floor actually is a mixture of earth and ice, unlike just the stone and ice you've seen kind of around. And yeah, gosh, it seems like those look like living trees from here. I mean, the canopies are thick with frosty leaves. Their branches bear these nice, beautiful purple pears. Oh, I have a handout of the purple pears. Let's do a handout. And show to players.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, of purple pears. There's kind of a low wall broken in a number of places that sort of threads its way through the grove and is sort of surrounded by exits. You can sort of see that on the ground there. I mean, you can see these pieces of it. It's a low wall. It's not, those aren't real tall walls, but you can see the trees sort of reaching up.
Do you see food?
Ah, it look like a little purple fruit. It no interest to me, but maybe you.
Yeah, I'm starving.
The fruit. And I point to trees.
Can I squeeze through this opening right here?
Depends. How much have you eaten? No, yes, of course. Yes, go ahead.
Wow.
And it's a low wall, too. You could practically start. And as you, Landar, as you kind of reach out.
before he does, sorry,
Okay.
before he does, when I see them, I'm gonna go in and have a look. He's like, bear with me a second before you start eating them. They could be extremely dangerous. Let me just check that they're safe to eat before you start munching away. And I'm gonna go ahead and try and make a nature check on them, see if I can figure out whether or not they're going to be safe to eat. Things like like cut it a little bit to see if like a thick white sap comes out of them or anything like that.
Okay.
As
So
would
that's
Take a
like
typically
look
all
at
indicate
that.
good and
a
And
stuff.
as you were
poisonous food.
reaching
Well,
out, you actually
What
see
if
a pair of
touching them
eyes.
is the bad part?
Well, I mean, hopefully, hopefully I'll notice that before I make contact. But I mean, I'm assuming that all of this is going to be part of my nature check to make sure
Okay.
that they're safe.
Okay. So you can give me your nature check, and Landar, you see a pair of eyes sort of peeking around the trunk. From a nature check of, that was a 20? That was a 20. These seem natural, but enhanced or tinkered with, or something like that. There's something kind of, they're not just natural.
Are they safe to eat?
I don't think a nature check is going to tell you that. Maybe, maybe not.
I mean, what are they registering as magical, or are they? I mean, because if they're just pears,
They
I mean,
they do seem to have a little magic in them, yes. In fact,
okay.
the trees seem to be sort of imbued with some magic.
I mean, we're in a grove underground in solid snow and ice, and there's trees.
That seem to
Something's
be
up.
reasonably thriving.
And so I saw a pair of eyes, and I'm like, "Hey, what's that?" And as everybody looks that direction towards where I was pointing, I reach up and snatch a pair.
Rip
I
in
was,
peace,
I
You
was,
buddy.
you
yeah,
hear a
okay.
small voice whispering, "Be careful how many you eat."
Who, who said
Are
that?
they safe to eat? Tally's is going to start trying to peer around the tree, see if he can figure
You
out
see a
who it is.
face peering back around the tree, facing you around the tree now. Well, to a point. Anything is safe to eat to a point, right?
So how many before it's unsafe?
Oh, well,
Maybe it's like vodka. You drink little bit if you are little person, and it make you lot of drunk. But if you are big like me,
yeah. I don't know about big like you. I don't know if that would make a difference. I mean, 1 or 2 is perfectly fine and is perfectly wonderful. But more
Yep,
than
let's
that,
go ahead and eat a
it's
pear.
too much of a good thing. And I mean, these trees are pretty well loaded. I mean, each tree has maybe, uh, between 5 and 12 fruit hanging, easily grabbable. Tolly's eats a pear. Alrighty.
And Lendar's not wasting any time because he saw Tallies do it, and he's chomping down too.
Okay,
Yeah,
so this is
how did he
for
taste?
Tolly's. So that is for Tolly's. And Landar is chomping one down.
What?
And Azatoth, you hear something rustling up higher up in the tree.
I'm gonna look. Ooh.
And there's a face peeking out at you, too.
Hey! So, uh, I'm gonna point and I go, ah! It's the little nature comrade from out in snow. I'm gonna kind of reach up with my finger and like wiggle it towards it and go, koche koche ko. Come here, little one.
And it kind of giggles and it comes up to you and it kind of reaches around and it dumps a little bit of snow down the back of your collar.
Oh, ah, it's cold. I think I'm not sure too much because cold not bother me. But here I do the same, and I'm gonna reach down and pick up a handful of snow, which is presumably like 3 times more than its own mass, and just like dump it. It's like
Yep. And it's sort of scampering about Yeah, on you. And as it's sort of scampering out, and you're kind of twisting. You're noticing that your armor's. What kind of armor are you wearing again?
Shit, I don't even remember. It's been destroyed twice.
Yeah, what are you at now?
Half plate.
You had dwarven plate, but I think that was the last one that was destroyed.
Right. I'm wearing half plate.
Half plate. It's starting to get a little uncomfortable. Starting to get a little uncomfortable. And now you're doing no. So you have your glaive manifested, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And so the chwinga comes up and it ties a little charm onto the around the stick with a staff, with a pole, whatever the thing that you hold on to is called.
The haft.
Haft, thank you. Okay.
Huh? This says
Okay.
you spend one
Okay.
shot.
Okay. Okay.
Biting
Good.
cold. You deal
Okay.
extra d6. Cool. That's cool.
Yeah, let me double check that.
I have
Let me read it again.
One of you have to start like making friends with the Chwingas because this is like the fourth charm I've
That's
gotten.
true.
I
You've got
still
the
have,
snowball charm, and you've got
which I
the
used
I
up.
still have my first
I
one.
have 6 charges on Charm of the Snowwalker. I haven't used.
Yeah, I've still got my charm of the. I can't even remember which one it is, but the one that lets me cast
Yes, you are right.
the
$4.
the dome
Frostmaiden?
thing.
Oh, wait, Tiny Hut.
Yeah,
You have a charm for free tiny huts?
It had like 3 uses, I think. Yeah.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, I can cast. Yeah, I can cast Tiny Hut 3 times a day. Sorry, 3 times.
No,
before
3
it
times
disappears.
total.
3 times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And the dryad kind of backs away again, and she turns around to look at Landar. So let's see. 2 of you have eaten. Has anybody else eaten pears? That sounds like a no.
All right.
Okay.
Andwise isn't going to eat any, but he's going to grab his lantern, use his mage hand, start grabbing some of the pears off the tree with the mage hand, and tucking them into the bag of holding.
Okay.
I would probably just in general recommend that if you plan on having them to use them or whatever, just eat one. Saving them for a while is probably. I mean, especially if they have magical effects. Chances are, if they're picked off and they're not used within a certain period of time, the effects will dissipate, and you'll just end up with a purple mushy pear.
Or just purple mush in your bag. Mm-hmm.
This is a guess, but I would say that it's safer that way rather than. I mean, maybe just keep one for later, but if you intend to eat one, maybe just have one now.
I hadn't thought about them turning to purple mush or losing their abilities. I was thinking about the resale value of them, but okay. Yes.
Adventure capitalists.
If you're thinking about the resale value of them, then you should be going for seeds.
Oh, why not open with this idea? That is a good idea. I'm gonna reach up and take a pear, and instead of eating it, I'm gonna like split it open.
Mm-hmm.
And do they have seeds, or do they just magically form?
Oh, this is an enchanting idea. They've got seeds. They're gonna have seeds. Yeah.
So I'm gonna take the 2 halves and hold it out to Andwise, and I'm gonna point to the seeds.
gonna say there's like 2d4 seeds per pair. Or don't they have to like be? Don't the seeds have to be treated or whatever in order to last without just molding?
Oh, you guys are the wrong person.
And the dryad exertion. So what are you doing here?
Oh, there's
Somebody
Chaz. He
hired
would
us to
know.
come in and look around, but they're not here anymore, and so we figured we'd look around, but just because we want to. By the way, you didn't happen to see a group of drow come by here, did you? There were
Dark
some that we
elves?
I think we saw. Yeah, we saw them. We saw them come sort of down this way, but we didn't really follow them too far.
They've come through a couple of times. Well, maybe more than that. I've lost track. I kind of hide from them. I'm not. They look scary.
I mean, they're not. They might be to some people, but they're really not. They're just kittens, really.
I mean,
They might try and swat at you sometimes.
They go several directions. I mean, sometimes they go over there, and she kind of points off this way. And the last time they went up that way.
So, how long have you been here? Sorry, I don't know if you heard that. So, how long have you been here?
Long as the trees.
How long have the trees been here?
Mm-hmm. Da, good question.
Since I don't know.
So
I mean,
Dark
I'm
elves
assuming
have
that you
gone that
can.
way, but you came from that way too, so I think you know that.
I can assume that you can go into the tree, right?
Yes.
Can you count how many rings it has?
I suppose I could. All right. Okay, you're gonna make me figure out how go did this crash? Did the city crash? So we're talking, I don't know, maybe she lost count around 350. How about that?
Okay. And did it seem like there was a lot more after that, or maybe not that much more after that? Because like 350 out of like 10,000 is pretty noticeable.
Well, I mean, they were getting a little skinny. And, I mean, it's not like we have seasons down here. Don't they usually form their rings at seasons?
Well, I mean, they don't. Oh, they also don't normally form underground in ice caves, so.
Well, there's
going to
magic
be
in it.
there's
There's
going to be
magic in the trees.
There's going to be some things that we're kind of gonna have to hand wave, I guess. But at least it gives us an idea. It gives us a basis to form a hypothesis.
I want to know about the one-eyed creatures too.
Sure, yeah. Tell me about those.
Well, they followed the dark elves the last time they came out from that passage over there, and I think they went down that passage that way.
I see. And what are they like?
They look kind of frightened, if you ask me. But I.
Ah, da. That is
They're
because I was going to kill them.
And her eyes get really big, and she steps back in the tree because she's suddenly afraid that you're gonna kill her too.
No. I would not hurt you, little one. Not unless you became nuisance.
You count as a nuisance.
People that try to harm us, really.
Yeah. Try to attack me, steal from me, ask a lot of questions, undercook food. I don't know.
And she looks a little nervously at the pears, but these pears aren't cooked at all.
Oh, that's not
But it
good.
seems so. So I would say that they're perfectly cooked. Then they're cooked just as much as they need to be.
Oh, well, that's okay then. And then there's the I don't know, sort of hyena-like thing, gnoll-like thing. I don't know what to call him. He's come through here too. Do you want to know about him?
Absolutely.
A what?
I he doesn't know him here. I've hidden
The
from him very carefully, but he's been here
we
a
saw
long
the
time.
creature, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, we
You
did.
saw a
Yeah,
creature that roughly corresponds to that, yeah?
yeah. The creature that looked a bit like a gnoll, but
Mhm.
was also jumping into ice walls and stuff, and was I don't know,
Scares
found
me
something
because
hilarious.
he can turn into a sort of mist, and so I'm not always sure when he's here or not.
I see. Well, I mean, clouds never really hurt anybody unless they're magic, I guess, and they
See,
smell
that's
really
what I'm
bad.
aware of. Things that turn into clouds and back do seem a little magical.
I suppose. Still, nothing a stiff breeze won't cure.
I don't think we've had any of those here.
Huh.
Well, anyway, it's been lovely talking to you. We're gonna go carry on looking around. You said you stay by the tree. You don't really venture into the other tunnels and stuff.
No, I am bound to the trees.
Okay. Well,
Like
yeah,
Heart of the
good,
prisoner?
trees,
good
you
luck.
might say. I'm sorry, what?
Are you like prisoner?
What? Um, I don't think
Am I
so. I,
am I at all
it's
familiar with
just
what a dryad is? I'm assuming it's a dryad.
it is a dryad. I would think you're reasonably familiar with what a dryad is. I
Okay.
you
Yeah, I'll kind of
could
give a
give me
short
a history
explanation of a
check on
dryad.
it if you want, but
Sure.
let's see how familiar you are. You know all about dryads.
Huh.
You know all there is to know about dryads and could go on about it for hours.
I begin to go on about it for hours.
So I mean, with the magic that created her is probably the same magic that created the trees, and so it's probably all of a piece. So it's not like she's imprisoned here. It's just she's part of it.
So with
It does get
the
lonely. I
knowledge that
don't
I
talk to
have
people often. Go ahead.
with the knowledge that I have of dryads, I would have a really like a pretty good idea of what kind of things that they can do.
Hmm.
So I say, um, I kind of speak to her and I'll say like, so as a dryad, can you do these things? And then I kind of list all the things that a dryad can do. And then if she, says yes or no or whatever, we'll
Hmm.
investigate that. But also I ask, is she able to do anything else? Since, normally dryads, parts of like sort of, normal, somewhat mystical trees. These are like super magic trees with magic fruit that give you spells. Maybe she's a special kind of dryad.
Well, I haven't met any other dryads, so I don't know. It's like I think I
Well,
can do those
I'm
things.
telling you what normal dryads can do. Like so,
Yes, no, I know. And
So
it's like
so
and
then the
it's like this.
question
Well, I
is
think I can do that. I haven't tried that. I think I can
the
do
question
that.
is how
Oh,
long
I
are
can
we gonna
definitely do
let
that.
Tales interrogate this? Like Azathoth is content to stand off to the side and pick his nose for a couple hours, but I mean, like, at what point does everyone else get bored and then, like,
All right. After seeing that no ill effect from Tallies or Landar, Andwise is going to eat one of the pears, and so will Ander.
All right. So the first one is Andwise, and the next one is Anders.
wow.
That works.
Oh, you both got the same thing.
what?
That is clearly meant to be for your race.
Right?
That is the magic that resonates among your people.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, both Mark of Healing halflings got cure wounds.
Third level. As an
Yeah,
action,
third
no
level as well.
components. That's dope.
Yep. You can use it once.
That's
Yep. I love the charms in this book.
yeah, me
The
too.
finger charms and the
Huh.
pair charms. And...
I should use my things more often, but I actually really like the idea of like temporary little abilities like this.
Yeah. And the Dryad seems perfectly happy to sit there conversing with Tallies. She doesn't get to talk to people very often, and most of the very few people she sees going through here, she doesn't really think they look talkable. But she likes you guys.
Tallies, we kind of have some
Yeah.
things to do. Maybe after we get rid of all the nasties here, we can just keep the cave, and then you can converse for hours on end. Then
Yeah, I suppose so.
Landar, you did not. Let's see. You ate a second pear. Did you eat it?
He did.
no.
Okay.
I keep 2 pairs, and I'm keeping them.
Actually, I'm gonna take another pair, but I'm just gonna try and get the seeds out of it.
Okay. Roll 2d4. And that'll be how many seeds you're able to get. You have 7 seeds.
Nice.
You know, this is good. Like this is all on brand for us. But how are we going to cultivate pear trees in the snow? That's gonna be.
Yeah, your man's got druidcraft.
Oh, we plant them around the thermal cube so that the ground stays unthawed and fertile.
Well, does it need heat? I mean, they are thriving in this climate.
It's true.
You'll have to do some scientific experiments and find out. Is the magic
Maybe
here
we'll
or
get
is the
even better
magic in the
pears.
seeds?
And Wes, how many seeds did you get?
I don't know. I've got like 5 pairs. I just haven't opened them up yet.
All right, so we got a good chance to get a good orchard going.
I wonder if we can like. Okay, we need a volunteer to eat pears until something bad happens. So we can find like the threshold of where it becomes negative, and then we can weaponize. We'll like slingshot seeds into people until they get like like a grape shot, like a dozen magic pear seeds, and then they get a negative supernatural effect.
I wonder if I can make seeds germinate inside somebody. Like if I get them to eat a pear seed, and then just get it to start growing into a tree in their stomach.
That's gruesome. I love it.
Effective though.
So these are great ideas. We should write these down for when we get out of here.
Scribe.
Okay. So what are you guys doing now? So for each pear that you cut open to harvest the seeds from, each pear you'll get 2d4 seeds.
Is the dryad just gonna let us harvest the whole tree?
Okay, so there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 trees. So that is.
Yeah.
There are 62 pears among all these trees. Some of which have been eaten, although you might have the cores still.
I would probably recommend. Yeah, so Tallies would say, well, why don't we, if we're going to start taking some of these for the seeds and everything, why don't we just take half of them, minus the ones that we've eaten, and we'll leave half of them there. That way they can
in case we need to come back
themselves.
So,
Yeah,
how
let them
long does
grow
it take to
themselves.
harvest 30 pears, crack them open, and remove the seeds?
Half hour at most.
Cool. That means I've got another 30 minutes of conversation while everybody else is.
Oh, son of a bitch.
All right, let's see. 30, I said D4. D4. You're going to get 70 seeds.
It's going to be 60d4 because it's 2d4.
You are right. Okay, let me roll another 30d4. It's going to be 148 seeds.
That's awesome.
Or it won't matter if the seeds don't take.
True.
We can use half
You
for
guys will
experience.
find
Although,
someone to sell these to, I just know.
you bring up a good point. I have magic. Be like, hey, these are magic seeds. Buy them from me for a lot.
So you're going to be the giant for the Jack and the Beanstalk story. Got it.
Yep.
Yep.
Speaking of which, he is looking significantly larger than he was an hour
So it's been
ago.
an hour. Okay.
See what I mean?
Well,
You keep
probably,
eating.
yeah.
Look at what's happening with him.
Grow big and strong. Got it.
So Ander comes and sort of tugs at your arm, and she says, "I think there's something in there. There's something. I don't know. There's something in there."
Guys, we got company.
Oh, what are we looking at?
Bad
So as
company.
you're looking down there, you can kind of peek. Are you guys going to get close enough to a place where you
Yeah,
can actually see?
Ghosty Boy's gonna
Yeah,
fly
Ghosty
in.
Boy
Yeah.
is. Okay, Ghosty Boy is. So you see 4 creatures like this kind of huddled up against the wall.
Okay. Oh, hey, these are the things with the one eye. Apparently, they look scared of the drow or something.
They kind of they're looking at you, and they sort of see you, and especially as the light comes in, they're kind of um um yeah, they're kind of sort of looking at you and sort of whispering to each other.
Whispering in what language?
Oh,
Something that sounds almost but not quite like an archaic form of Elvish,
Like abyssal?
like Loros, the Netherese tongue that
Poop. Dollies.
I'm gonna try
seem to
speaking
look.
Elvish.
At least one of them will look. Will each one is sort of looking at you guys. They seem to look at you kind of intensely.
I'm gonna try speaking to them in Elvish, slowly in Elvish, and say, Are you able to understand what I'm saying? I know that the language isn't quite the same, but maybe there's enough overlap that you can understand."
Almost, maybe.
I guess I'll say in kind of like a broken Elfish or version of whatever they say, but based in Elfish, sort of like a, we not fight if you don't fight.
Well, that's boring.
And as it's looking intently at you, please give me a deception roll.
And while that's happening,
I'm not lying though.
No, I know. I
I
know.
don't.
I
So
know.
how am I? Okay.
Please give me a deception check.
while that's happening, Landar's going to lean towards Azathoth and tell him, like, if things go south, leave one alive, and we'll have our volunteer for the pairs.
Quite the chaotic group. All right. Okay. So it is talking to you. Azathoth, are you in a place where you can see these creatures?
I'm standing up in front.
Ah, yes, you are. Okay. They look. Um, as their gaze, as they're looking intently, as their gaze kind of looks over you, you can kind of feel something necrotic about their gaze.
Uh-huh.
I mean, these are very interesting sorts of creatures.
Uh so then
Lead
I,
us
I
back home?
I need to ask you then, because
Mhm.
there's no like necrotic effect that is positive. So if I feel this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I would be safe to assume it's a hostile action, that they are doing something not nice.
It's not doing damage to you, but it looks like
Yes.
they could use it that way if they chose.
And like feeling the heat from their eyes if they had laser vision.
All right. So I'm gonna point at
Yeah.
them, right? And be like,
Hmm.
"Oi, that! Don't do that! I'll frickin' murder you all!"
And they kind of shrink back a little bit.
Yeah. Don't look at me. Face the wall. They look away.
Uh, give me a give me a deception check.
Hmm.
Okay. All right. So they're gonna kind of turn and face the wall. They look kind
I
of
want.
shifty. It's not that they don't look hostile, but it's not that they do look hostile either. It's like they look sketchy. I think it's a good way to phrase it.
So since they've all looked away, I'm gonna kind of turn and mutter to the group. They're something about eyes. Make feel bad. Maybe we, and I make a thumb across the neck and I go, "What?"
I mean, maybe, but they also said that they want us to lead them home. Um, I mean, if we take them home, one, there could be more of them, but they might have some stuff.
Hmm.
And they're intelligent enough, we could use additional hands at our keep.
Hmm. You communicate to them. If they do anything funny, as a thought, will kill them.
I don't. Yeah. Okay. So Tallies will say, "We take you home. Show us where. Um, but no tricks and no hurt."
Sort of mutter amongst themselves, and they kind of nod a little bit. And then one of them takes sort of a breath and yeah, kind of steps forward a little bit towards you, not looking at Azatoth, but not facing the wall either. So you keep us from those dark ones?
Uh, we killed dark ones.
keep sort of looking kind of intently. I need a deception check from Ander, please.
Hmm.
And one of them seems very interested in Ander, or the clone, whichever. And kind of sort of hovers over her a little bit and all seems very interested in her.
Is that funny stuff? It looks like funny stuff.
They look hungry.
It does look like funny stuff.
No
I'm
funny
gonna turn and
stuff. Actually,
turn
they
and
don't
look at
understand
Tallies.
you. They
Yeah, that's right. uh, comrade, do you see this? Look at how he eyes up Anders' little friend. Maybe
Yeah.
it's time to, you know.
Permanently part ways with them?
Maybe one last chance. I'll tell them to stop it. If they try anything again, then that's it. So I'll tell them, hey, stop. No more.
okay. They sort of come back and they're looking at you.
So show home. We take.
Over that way.
When
I
you
mean, they're
keep-
gesturing out towards the
Yeah.
grove at the moment.
I'm gonna stand to the side of the door so that they can pass and I can walk behind them.
Okay. I think.
Yeah. Tallies will come out and then wait for them to start leading the way.
Yeah. Uh. All right. Leading the way. So they seem reluctant to go in front. They sort of turn to look at, sort of at waist level for Azathoth as they kind of go past to kind of go that way. As you notice a flicker of motion over kind of at the entryway over here. Actually, you just barely catch a glimpse of motion. You don't see anything because it's dark over there.
All right. Landar's going to ask Tallies, like, what is it they're wanting? Because they just keep pointing directions.
They seem sort of cautiously waiting for you to move.
You who were they waiting on?
Well, the party as a whole, they don't look like they're moving to go in front.
I'm behind. So,
Well, I mean,
You are behind, but the others are still in front of them.
if they're
I mean,
looking
they're
for
gesturing off this way.
Off that way, yeah, if they're looking for someone to just go forward, I'll lead forward.
Yeah, I just realized I might have been muted while I was trying to answer your question. But yeah, so the short version is they want us to lead them home. They're scared of the drow, so they want us to basically take them home. I figured they might have some stuff there, or something.
All right. Well, it looks like we got two paths here. Which way? I'm looking back at the Nothic for guidance here.
Yep. Someone.
And it's
someone
sort of
someone lead
gesturing
us.
towards where Andwise is.
Yeah, I'm kind of just basically going to tell them that like one of them have to like lead us there because we can't stay in front if we don't know where we're going.
All right. And the ghost detects a flicker as something emerges from the darkness. It just sort of forms kind of in front of you here. And the Nothics scatter. I need some initiative, please.
Yeah, that's about right.
Come on. Click on the thing and then click on the other thing.
Hey, NY's made it over 10. Oof.
Right, let's get some. Alrighty. Oh, actually, I need to sort this. Do I have everybody? Tully's, I don't have Landar. Landar, did you roll?
Yeah, I was 4.
There you are. You are there. It didn't look like there was a scroll bar. Okay. Andwise, you can start us off.
All right. Well, I can't see the demon. I don't know it's there, but I did hear the Nothic scatter, so I'm gonna head back this way. My lantern.
Not that one. Where is it? Here. Not that one.
All right. I see the shadow demon, so I am going to take a shot at it.
All right. Okay, that is probably a hit. Yes, that is a hit. Ooh, radiant. Ooh, radiant. Radiant? Does radiant do? Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, I kind of thought so. Radiant is very bad for their health. This is, oh, good heavens. All right, so you shoot at the thing and it just cleaves through it till it's practically a wisp of itself.
Holly's is gonna say in Infernal, you should probably give up and maybe have a chat with us.
It probably should, given what that one shot did to it. Okay.
All right.
Anything else? Okay, go ahead.
Well, that's it for Andwise. Now it's Anders' turn. She is going to attack, and she's also going to use her Unleashed Incarnation, so her clone attacks at the same time.
Okay. I forgot to give these guys initiative, and I should. I think both of those hit. Yes, both of those hit. And that will dissipate the thing. Okay, that will dissipate the thing.
Nice going, Ander. Now we don't have a demon.
If we wanted a demon, we could have just left Villain alive earlier.
No, she was a bitch. But an actual demon could be useful.
That's
yeah,
true.
they're too uncontrollable.
Oh, I see.
we're gonna look
experience with demons.
Yep, we're gonna look at the Nordic Northix, they're not moving, so that will end my turn right there.
Okay. Azatoth. So you saw something form. It got zapped with radiant. It kind of disappeared, but it's been less than 6 seconds, and there's a Nothic right in front of you.
I'm looking at the Nothics. I haven't seen
Okay.
them do anything hostile.
You have not.
I will prepare and hold a Eldritch Blast in the event they do become hostile. And my turn.
All right. You are holding an Eldritch Blast in the event that they become hostile. Tallies.
All right. Yeah, Tallies will, I guess, step out, take a look around. Oh, I'm not seeing anything. But just in case, I'll go ahead and ready a firebolt. Actually, no, not a firebolt. I will ready a. Where are my cantrips? I'll ready a sacred flame. If I see a hostile, then I will use it.
Okay. Landar.
Well, seeing as my light source has went backwards, that usually tells me something is not right. And having heard Andwise pistol shoot, I'm actually going to use my charm, turn invisible, and then come back.
Okay. So you see the Nothics kind of scattered a little bit, and your party kind of looking around a bit. You don't see obvious. There's no obvious appearance of what there was.
All right. Well, I get up back up to about here, invisible next to the tree, and just keeping an eye on the four Nothic that I can see.
Okay. Speaking of which, it's their turn. They're going to sort of continue to scatter. One of them comes this way, stops dead, and turns that way. This one's kind of going to try and duck behind these. And this one looks like it wanted to try and get back into that room where Azatoth is, but it didn't get there. Okay. Brings us back around to Andwise.
They don't appear to be hostile, they're just scattering, and they don't understand me, but I'm going to just ready in action, prepare a shot in case one of them moves or becomes hostile. Andrew's going to stand here to block them, and then that is where, and Andrew will also prepare a sword swing if one of them becomes hostile within range.
Okay.
And end turn.
Okay. Okay. That is going to take us back out of initiative. Let's see where is it here. And turn this one off. So that's going to take us back out of initiative. All right. And the Nothic, so there's one still sort of here trying to dance with Azatoth, the one that's kind of trying to hide behind Tully's, and these two are continuing to scatter off in these directions.
Okay, so ignoring the ones that have left, Talos will say, okay, we go now?
Give me an insight roll, please. Actually, it's your passive investigation that's really good.
Yeah, it's my passive investigation. My insight's not great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
it's not great. Okay. So although you can tell it looks a little kind of disconcerted and still this is pair number 2 being eaten.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Okay. Yeah, something does happen because you, yeah. All right.
Oh.
So let's see here. Where was it? I mean, it looks kind of taken aback and frankly a little bit shocked.
Does Landar get shorter and get this like mystical, draconic style mark on him somehow?
No,
Turn into a halfling? I'm just asking if he turns into a halfling with the mark of healing.
no. But it kind of gestures off that way. It kind of gestures off that way. I'm still looking
Okay,
kind of
let's go.
unnerved. So Azatoth, you and one of the Nothics are kind of facing off with each other.
As long as it doesn't become hostile, I'm not gonna change.
Okay. It
Doesn't mean I'm gonna move out of the way either, because I'm trying to stay behind them. So I'm
Are
just
you
gonna
gonna try
stare at it menacingly.
You're just gonna stare at it menacingly. Okay.
Ghosty Boy's gonna fly
are
over.
these terribly perceptive?
It's gonna
Go
fly
ahead.
over in its face and just point back towards everybody else.
Oh, and it kind of startles and it starts heading that way. Yes. All right.
So for a clarification, does the charm that I just got here, does that replace the one I currently have or add to it?
Well, you used. Okay. I suppose I should ask. You went invisible.
Yes.
Wasn't that your charm?
You get 3 of those.
I take it back. I take it back. Nothing happened. I'm sorry. Nothing happened.
Okay.
I need to actually read. Yes, you're right. It says use 3 times. It vanishes. Okay. All right. So they're kind of gesturing. These two are very unnerved and are kind of sort of heading down, gesturing to head down towards the hallway there. All right.
Tallies will turn around and say, "One lead, show way."
Yeah, put them up here
Okay.
next to
I
me.
want one of them to come up front so that
All right.
they
So
can more
they're
effectively
heading
lead
into
instead.
this way. Azatoth, give me a Constitution saving throw, please. I don't know why I bother doing this. You probably can't fail it, but it doesn't know that. So anyways, it caught your eye and you felt something, and you might even be immune to necrotic. But in any case,
I have to
you
be
would
in
know
form
that
of
this
dread.
happened. Huh?
When I'm in form of dread, I'm immune. Other times, I'm just resistant.
Okay. All right. So you would know that this occurred.
Oh no, they didn't. Which one?
Well, the one most looking at you is this one here. I don't think you can quite see the other one. It was back behind the tree.
I would like to rush in their direction and make it deadened.
Okay. Go for it. And I'm not going to go into initiative unless it survives the first attack.
I'm gonna tell you right now that Tallies is gonna kill these things.
Okay. Well, so we might need initiative to
Boom,
see who
boom.
reacts first. Yeah, those hit.
Boop,
Uh,
boop. I don't think it's gonna be enough to kill it.
22. It's not going to be enough to kill it. So yep,
Hold
we're
on,
going
hold
back
on,
into
hold on,
initiative.
hold on. I got a bonus because I attacked. That means I get to do the polearm bat.
Yes. So we're at 22 damage so far, and another 7. So we're
29.
at 29.
I don't think I have
And
anything
it's-
else because somebody destroyed my tattoo.
Who would do that?
Taryn did that.
Uh-huh. Totally. All right, let me go. We're back into initiative. All right. So let's see here. Back into initiative. All righty.
Next level, I'm taking alert.
We'll
I'm tired of going
hit.
last.
Yeah. All righty.
See,
Landar,
my
you
rolls kind
start.
of force me to go last, whether I take alert or not. For the most part, I mean, this is probably the best roll I've had in this campaign for
Yeah,
initiative.
that's the best roll you've had in a long time.
All right. Well,
Landar, you start.
if that's what's happening all of a sudden here, and
Well, so you know that you would have heard behind you that Azathoth went charging up and went, "Oh no, you don't!" and flashy, slashy. You can't see what happened.
so I'm yelling for as South back there, or just yelling in general, like, "What's going on?" And then if answer is not what I like to hear, I will then like go to slash at this Nothic in front of me with my short sword.
Okay. Azathoth, are you yelling while you do this?
Yeah, just ah! So I don't think I'd hear or respond to Dark.
All right. So are you going to take that as an indication that the Nothics have done something wrong, or are you going to wait and hold your strike?
I'm gonna hold my strike until I know for sure that it's the Nothics that have turned against us.
Okay. Tallies.
Okay. Yep. Tarly's is going to go ahead and cast a spell.
No way.
You know what? I'm gonna do something. Wait. Do I still have it? No, I took it off. All right. I'm gonna do something else. Yeah. I'm gonna cast Chromatic Orb on. Well, they're surrounded by So this one here. Yeah. Chromatic
Which
Orb.
one where?
So the one that's in between me and, well, in between Ghosty Boy and
All right.
Landar.
So you don't have any doubt about what set Azathoth off.
I mean,
Go
yeah,
ahead
because I
Yeah,
was stood
Cody.
here and he was there, so I could see.
Yeah. Okay.
Tally's just says, "You were warned," and yeah, I'll do it at second level. Oh, that's not good.
13
That's
is going to miss.
Yeah.
Landar, does that set off your held action?
Yeah, because that like orb is flying past me at this point.
This is true. All right, that actually is going to strike and hit. All right, there's 7 points of damage. All right, anything else, Tallies?
Nope.
Okay, and Wise.
All right, hearing Azathoth go off, I haven't seen hostile actions from the ones that are here, but I'm gonna move this way to go see what set Azathoth off.
Okay. And you're seeing Azathoth very nearly cleaved this thing in half.
All right, realizing it's the Nothic, I'm going to turn back and take a shot at the one standing between Ander and the clone.
Okay. And it goes sizzling by and chips off and burns off, sputters some ice from the wall. Anything else?
Yep, I'm gonna take my second shot.
And that one went low onto the side, and the clone turns and glares at you. It did not almost hit her, but it's like, seriously? That is also a miss. Actually, wait, is it? These are not, this isn't the Shadow Demon. Yes, that's a miss. Okay. What else?
All right, for Andwise, that will be it. Then we go to Ander. Again with the Unleashed Incarnate.
The clones hits. And slashing,
And that is the Sword of Faroon.
which allows
Someone that Ander can see within 60 feet to make a weapon attack, which will be Andwise.
that hits. Whoa, that hits solidly. Okay. We've got 23. Oh yeah, that thing sizzles a hole right through it. And these two are looking kind of startled because they don't know why they're being attacked. Anything else there?
Just the clone taking a couple steps back.
Which will provoke an attack of opportunity, and it claws at her. Claws roughly in her direction, sort of, maybe.
It
How's it
misses.
yeah, you think?
Anders' bonus.
Go ahead.
For her bonus action, she's going to use the Manifest Echo, and she's going to swap places with her clone.
Okay. Okay, then that will bring us to Azatop.
Yes.
Yes, that's
Yes.
I am going to cast Glaive at this guy.
Give me the damage. Does it survive? It does not. With exquisite precision, you just cut through and cut the last string of its life. And
That's
it
good.
drops in pieces before you.
Then I guess I will run over here and bonus action attack this guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh. Mm.
Get him.
It's not a lot.
Oh.
Yeah.
Only that's just not quite the precision. That is so close to the precision of your other strikes, but not quite. Yeah, you it slams in and the wall is holding it up. Do you have more movement you want to do?
Nope.
All right. Well, so this one here has gone into the wall, and so it is going to attack the clone right next to it that it's practically up against. So these two are against the clone. Oh, yeah.
Both
These
miss.
are terrifying creatures. And the next two are going to be against Landar, who's sticking a sword into one. Does the 18 hit?
Yeah.
Okay. These are fearsome creatures. Okay, and so then that one is going to scatter and disappear that way. Okay, what do I have? I have 1, 2, and that one's dead. All right, that's the end of that turn. Landar.
Well, it's screwed up, so slashing with the short sword followed by some punches.
Okay. We've taken 17 so far. That one missed. It sort of was, slumping over your sword, and so the unarmed strike went over its head.
All right, and one last unarmed strike because I was using flurry of blows too.
All right. Oh, yeah. Okay, that's still alive. Not saying a lot. Okay, you're taking a lot out of it.
And that's it.
Okay, Tallies.
All right. Yeah, Tally's is gonna fling a spell at it. Just hit it with a firebolt. Why not?
Uh, 28 will definitely hit. Which one are you hitting? The same one that's with Landars?
Yeah, this one here.
All right. Oh, come on. You couldn't do 1 point more damage.
I'm afraid
Okay,
not.
and it's slumping over Landar's fist with wide shocked looks, but it is still alive. I don't
Yeah,
suppose
that's it.
Ghosty Boy can do like 1 point of damage.
Nope,
Anyways.
he can't do anything.
All right, first shot is at the one that my clones were attacking.
Okay. That one's dead.
Second shot at the other one.
You can't see the one here. Do you mean the one that's fleeing over this way? Which I don't think you can see because of the dark.
Oh yeah, I didn't notice my clone was
there's
standing on a
little bit
corner.
of wall here. Yeah. The line of sight block drawn line is a little iffy right there, but yeah, it's. You can see it from there. And that 21 would definitely sizzle right through it and singe Landar's fingers. It is dead. The other one is fled. That will take us out of initiative. Which is this one. All right. Okay, so what are you guys going to do right now? We're going to wrap up here very shortly, but I do want to hear what direction you're going.
South.
Good question.
Yep, just because these things betrayed us, I still think we should be heading southward.
Okay.
That is the direction they were leading us. They turned against us. Their families are on the chopping block as well. Definitely south.
All right.
I don't know how Nothics reproduce. Do they have families?
Maybe,
So
but
Sounds like
you follow this tunnel down a ways, and it goes down and it goes down, and then it opens out into a vast grotto enclosed by gleaming ice. And I'm moving you to a different map. And what you see laying out before you, consigned to this frozen sepulcher, is a fantastic city sculpted by ancient magic and illuminated in a haunting way by green and purple lights that shed no warmth. It looks cold there and glittering a little as the light shines off frost. The city is slightly tilted, its spire leaning away from you as though recoiling from your presence. You stand atop a causeway of frost-covered ice that stretches toward the city like the dead, frozen tongue of some hideous behemoth out of whose mouth you've just stepped.
guys, I think we just found our new home.
Yeah.
I bet there's all kinds of treasure down there.
Right? I call dibs on the top of the tower.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's go.
I call dibs on the bank and the vault.
I call dibs on whatever that glowy thing is there right in the center. God, you guys suck at this game.
I
This
call
one?
dibs on the forest over there.
I might take those domes in the top, in that back corner over there as well.
Lots of plans.
Yeah.
This is a really cool map.
It really is.
Isometric maps are the best.
Yep. And I think on that is where we're going to pick up next time.
All right. Are we going to level up?
Okay. Thank you everyone for coming and hanging out. I appreciate you being here. Hopefully you enjoyed yourself. If you did, make sure you hit that follow button and tune in tomorrow night, 7 Eastern, for Tomb of Annihilation. Should be a good time.